Hopefully you'll find on the top the instruction guide. We'll come back to this later. You'll find a tray with spools of thread of many colors. Also a small accessory bag. And here's the handy stitch machine. And it should come with a tester swatch that shows that it was tested at the factory and that it works. Again, using your handy stitch, there's some things that you're going to have to provide yourself. First of all, you'll need a seam ripper, a pair of scissors, 4 AA batteries, and some cloth to practice on. I recommend using a lightweight muslin. You can press in and practice some of the applications that you've seen in the promotional video. On the instruction guide is a line drawing of the side of your handy stitch, and it identifies the different parts. Let's start with something very important, and that's the on-off switch, the power switch. It has a lock on it to prevent you from sewing when you don't want to, and this is it right here. When you push it forward, it locks the on-off button, so you cannot sew. We're going to keep it in the locked position for the time being. This is the needle arm, and as you read the instructional sheet, you'll see that they emphasize not pushing on this sewing arm with your hand at any time. In order to move this sewing arm, you can turn the rotary wheel, and you can actually turn it in either direction. You can see the arm going up and down. And if you continue going in the same direction, it will actually sew a stitch. This is the bobbin. This holds the small spool of thread. There is a longer bobbin pole that will hold a standard spool of thread or the longer spools that are provided in your kit. As we look closer at the needle arm, you'll see that there's a thread guide on this needle arm that isn't depicted in the line drawing. This is also very important because it guides the thread to the tension control. The thread goes through the tension control. There's another guide underneath the needle arm that I'll show you later. We'll be using are put into the compartment that's on the underside here that indicates the direction that you slide the cap and then it opens. Third, insert the batteries according to the guide on the inside. After you slide in the batteries, you'll need to apply some pressure and gently slide the cap back. Before we can look closer at the handy stitch, we need to remove this test swatch.